Hello everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. This is a kind of a surprise live stream. I did not really announce that I was going to do a live stream, so I just decided to go live. We're going to kind of improvise today. I'm pretty excited actually. No rules. But I do need to know how everything sounds, so if you can hear the audio and it doesn't sound too weird, let me know in the chat. We might have a pretty chill stream today. So that's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. But yeah, let me know how everything sounds. I'll be on in just a moment. Heyo, people are starting to join in. What's up, Coop? Zoe, hello, Zoe. Mohammed, hello. Fitzroy, how you doing? We got Kikash. Or Kakish? Kakish. I love the little goose icon. Very cute. We're gonna get going in just a moment. Yeah, I'm totally gonna improvise today. We're gonna be just figuring it out as we go. I'm actually pretty excited. I don't know what the heck we're gonna make. So chat, we are gonna need your help today. I'll definitely need some feedback and thoughts. I'm thinking of just like straight up drawing it from scratch and figuring it out live together. But we're gonna see in just a moment. Becky, hello from Kentucky. I was just in Kentucky the other week. First time in Kentucky. It was pretty cool. Hey Blair, hey Erica. All right, let's not dilly-dally. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out together. What are we making? Let's go. Let's rock and roll. Boom, 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 boom. What a start. What a start. Hello, everybody. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Surprise live stream here. What are we making today? I don't know. Let's find it out. Let's figure it out together. I thought, you know what? I was going to do a burb today, but then I was like, you know what? I kind of just want to improvise, like really improvise. I've been kind of so hyper focused on my big project that I can't still talk about. I'm sorry. But I have been so hyper focused on that I haven't given myself some time to just kind of like design and have some fun and just like fart around and crochet together. So I think it'd be fun to kind of improvise something together live. So here's what we got for us today. Let's move this little sunflower. He's just our kind of stand-in for the camera. So I got my crochet hook. I got my scissors. I got my needle, of course. We'll talk about all the materials we'll need in just a moment. Of course, let me know how everything sounds in the chat. Make sure that my audio is not crackling and stuff like that. Let me know how everything sounds. I got a brand new notebook for us today to start drawing in because I've been... Oh, wait. Is it new? Yes, it is new. Brand spanking new. And I thought we could start today by just drawing something together. Chat, I am super open to suggestions or thoughts or whatever you kind of want to see me crochet today. I am very open to whatever. Sounds good. Okay, sounds great, Ivan. So let's hope we don't mess this up too bad. I guess maybe it'd be smart to draw out some stuff ahead of time, or should we talk about all the ways you can support this channel and stuff and then we can get going? What do you think? you know what, I will talk about all the ways to support the channel so we can let the chat kind of like join in and give me any suggestions or thoughts, that things they wanted to see me crochet. Like as far as like vibes go. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for kind of vibes. But in the meantime, Zoe's making a hobgoblin. I love hobgoblins. That's awesome. I was actually just talking about hobgoblins yesterday with someone. So that's funny. Okay, so if you like what's going on here and you want to crochet along with me, here's what you're gonna need. Now, first off, the pattern, I don't know what we're making. So the pattern is gonna be improvised. I probably will try to explain some parts of the pattern live. I don't know if I'm gonna go into detail yet. You know, this is all kind of like an experiment. So we don't know really what the pattern's gonna be. I'll do my best to try to get the pattern on the website if it is something that we really like. If it's something we don't really like, then we'll probably just, you guys will be the only ones that know about it. So that's as far as pattern goes. If you want to get the pattern, if it is out, you're watching this after the live stream has already gone, you can find it right here at clubcrochet.com. You can also find it down here if you're watching on landscape mode. If you're watching portrait mode or landscape, we're probably going to be doing any kind of votes that we want to do today in our landscape version. So if you're watching the portrait version, that's like vertical like that. We also have a landscape version of this video currently going, like a movie, like a TV show or whatever. So look for the link at the top of the chat to switch over to that one, especially if you want to vote on like different kinds of things that we're going to vote on today. Outside of pattern stuff, you're going to want some materials. Now we're going to be using all worsted weight yarn and 100% cotton, most likely. Again, we don't know what we're making, but we're most likely going to be using this kind of yarn. It's my favorite kind of yarn to use because it's our brand of yarn. And it's really great. So if you want to get this yarn, we have it available in our shop. Outside of the yarn, we're going to obviously need certain kinds of colors. I don't know what kind of colors we're going to need, but we will need colors, most definitely. You'll need a crochet hook, of course. We're going to be using a size G 4mm hook today. Favorite kind of hook to use with that yarn. But again, depends on what kind of yarn we're using. I probably will not change this crochet hook, though, to be honest. You'll need scissors for cutting stuff. You'll need a darning needle for sewing in hard-to-reach stitches. I like using this crimped end. We actually have these available in the shop as well. And you'll need some stuffing, some safety eyes, things like that. Again, I don't know really what we're going to need specifically, but those are the general things that I usually need. Okay, outside of that, other ways ways you can support this channel. If you like what's going on here, you think it's cool, you're like, wow, improvised crochet along, that's weird, that's cool, I would like him to continue doing that. Well, there's a few ways you can support this channel. This channel is completely supported by its community, so thank you so much to everybody that has supported in the past and that will support in the future. You guys literally are the reason why this channel and these crochet alongs exist. So thank you so much for being here. If you want to support, there's a few ways you could do so. Easiest way, like this video down below. If you haven't already liked this video, what are you even up to? Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed, hit the little bell icon so you don't miss when we come out with new videos in the future. We do live streams like this, usually every week. Other ways you can support this channel, if you want to support monetarily, well, oh my gosh, thank you so much. That would be really cool. There's a whole bunch of different ways to support monetarily. Probably the best way to support monetarily is with the Club Crochet membership. Members get early access to future patterns, they get access to the exclusive library of tutorials, they get untangle credits so they can untangle any patterns from the library. You get a whole bunch of stuff for a membership. They start at only $5.99 a month. You can get a free trial, see if it's something you're interested in, and cancel it at any time, and you can learn more at clubcrochet.com. We also have merch and kits in the store. We have a whole bunch of different crochet kits to make all different kinds of patterns from our store. You can find those at clubcrochet.com as well, and purchasing any patterns obviously is a great way to support this channel monetarily. The last way you can support monetarily, if you really like what's going on in this live stream specifically, you can tip me. That would be really cool. We had a whole bunch of vet costs this week, so tips would be helpful. We'll talk more about Jimbo. He's doing a lot better, but he's still a little rough, so we'll talk about him in a little bit. But if you want to tip this channel, the live stream specifically, all you need to do is hit the little dollar icon, and you can tip for as much amount as you feel comfortable with, or not at all, and that's okay too. If you tip, we will put a little item in the background of today's live stream that'll be there forever in the recording. So, and obviously you'll get a shout out. So yeah, those are the ways that you can support. I think that's everything I wanted to say there. Again, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I think it's time to figure out what the heck we're gonna make. Okay, so we're gonna draw this out today, and we're gonna make something from scratch. Now, what are we making? Honestly, I really don't know. I'm thinking, one thing that I'm thinking I really want to mess around with is my system that I use to make my pine cones. I really like this, and I think we've underutilized this little trick and technique that I figured out the other, well, I guess this was like a year ago now. So I think it'd be fun to reutilize this kind of like hedgehoggy, dragony, spiky kind of thing. It's kind of got like a little dragon egg vibe to it. So the thoughts that I was thinking, aren't those the craziest, are kind of twofold. One, I was thinking it might be really fun to do a hedgehog. The other thing I was thinking is it might be fun to do some kind of weird like little dragon thing with like little scales, like a cute little like a little monster kind of. So those are the kind of things I was thinking, but also I'm kind of up to make anything at all. So chat, whatever you're thinking would be cool. Now let's draw. Let's just draw some stuff out. Let's just start drawing like little monsters to start with. I usually like to start with like just a general shape. Here, let me see. You can see what I'm doing here, right? Yeah. So let's just imagine like we have just some kind of like little like eggish shaped being, you know, and we make it somewhat easy there. I don't know what we would do with arms and legs. Maybe we'd even do like little, you know what, maybe we'll do little feet, like little dragon feet kind of. Again, this is not the final thing. We're just kind of spitballing right now. But I'm kind of thinking it might be fun to do, I don't know, something with like a fun little face right here. I'm always like drawn back to my old designs for woggles. But maybe, I don't know, maybe something with a nose. We don't really do a lot of noses. Or a horn? No, maybe that's a little much. Let's do eyes. Let's just start with eyes. I like to put the face a little low. So let's do something like that for eyes, just to kind of see what's going on there. I love the spiky idea, so maybe we kind of just draw the spikes on now, because we know we're going to want to do something there. You know, start somewhere. Maybe we could do some kind of like little antlers or wings on it. I don't know. Chat is quiet today. That's okay. That just means it's up to me. Let's see, nose-wise, or I'm either thinking like no nose, or a nose. Maybe we do a little lip with a little tooth. You know, we get a little monstery in here. And then have it be all kind of spiky with all those little fun spikes. This is not fur. These are the spiky bits. The other thing I was thinking, hedgehog might be kind of fun. So this part would be like kind of skin toned, and then maybe we do like some kind of antlers or horns. Like that. Like kind of like maybe almost like a little forest sprite could be fun. Yeah, just a little guy. Exactly. Cooper's got it. Just a little guy. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm thinking. Add a cat mouth. Ooh, a cat mouth would be kind of fun. Absolute little guy vibes is what Zoe's saying. Okay, let's draw some other little ideas here. Maybe we, instead of making it really like egg shaped, maybe we go more like gourd shaped, and we do the face up top, and we do maybe we do little wings. I don't know if I'm vibing with this one as much already. It's kind of funny how I draw two things and I'm always like, I don't know. Little arms. Those would be arms. I'm drawing a little line there so I can see those would be like sewn on. And then little claws. And then maybe... I don't know why, I'm just like... I'm drawn to a baby, like, kind of like dragon vibes. And then... someone said a cat mouth, which is kind of cute. And then spikes all down it. And then for the feet, maybe like... just like simple... Is that too simple? Maybe this is just too simple. But, you know, then it kind of gives more room for all the little spikes that we're making. To kind of like... that, like, that's the spot that... I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do we like this little gourd monster? Or do we like this little forest sprite kind of thing going on? Let's draw another one. And hello, Timothy. Hello, sweet Timothy. How you doing, dude? Okay. So, Timothy, what do you think we should be making? You guys do the work for me. Figure out what we're making together. Let's see. What other kind of, like, shapes can we do here? Let's start with a shape, and then we'll work off of that. I want to make one solid body shape. You know, I don't want to make something that gets sewn together. I want to make it, like, at least somewhat easy to make. So, maybe we do the... Would it be crazy to do the other way around? Yeah, then it wouldn't sit up right. Yeah, Zoe thinks that forest sprites are having a bit of a moment. I kind of agree with that. Okay, so... I like that idea, then. I like a forest sprite. And if I'm doing a forest sprite, I like the idea of it not having any arms at all. And it kind of looking like a pine cone is actually really cute. Because then, you know, forest sprite, pine coney, but it's still like a dinosaur, like a little creature. Maybe we can even use that, like, kind of dinosaur-y face that we use. Ooh, Christina has some questions. I don't know if I'm going to be able to help you in this live stream without seeing, like, visuals of what you're talking about. I like forest sprite for the vibe. And I do really like the idea of it being kind of a little bit pine coney shape. Not like big time pine coney shape, but this kind of vibe. I mean, even this shape actually isn't bad. If we did like some kind of more of a face thing here, and then it had little feets at the bottom, and then little antlers, like tiny antlers, and then maybe tiny little wings even too, or like a little tail. That could be kind of fun. Yeah, let's just see what we can do with the pine coney shape, because it already kind of has that shape that I'm feeling anyhow. Now the good thing about the pine cone shape too is, like, it's really tiny, and then you kind of grow out from there. Yeah, okay, wait, well, let me draw one more. Let's draw another forest sprite real quick. So, I'm going to draw it without the spikes, like how I'm kind of got the shape here. Actually, we'll work off of, God, I do kind of like this big fat one, though. Nah, whatever. Let's do, you know, that kind of eggy shape. And then for the face... I think we'll choose eyes later on, so I'll just draw safety eyes right here. And then let's imagine it has like the kobold mouth on it, you know, with little teeth. That's kind of cute. And then this would be like the spot for the face. So covered in spikes other than this little face section. You know, it's kind of like a kobold mixed with a pine cone is what I'm starting to feel. And then for the feet, we can even use, like... You know what, maybe we could use the feet from the dragon? Because then it'll have, like, little spiky little feet down there, which would need to be sewn on. But that's okay, we can sew some pieces on, you know? And then, I really, really like the idea of antlers. antlers. I don't know why. When I think forest sprites, I think antlers. So something like, yeah, the more I draw that same kind of shape that we drew the first one, the more I'm kind of feeling the vibe is starting to come together. I think it's a little bit maybe tall right now because I don't really want it to have any arms. I don't know if we want to have wings. Maybe we could have arms. What would it look like with arms? Actually, arms looks kind of funny too. Okay, this is it. We're doing a forest sprite, little goblin-y, dragon-y forest sprite thing. You guys are gonna help me come up with a name. So we'll just work off of that and we'll come up with a name later. Okay, now size of yarn. Now we need to choose yarn. Let's grab... We need some color choices, guys. Actually, you know what? Maybe we're just gonna kind of like grab a weird yarn. What's this? I have this weird yarn in here that I've never used. Maybe we use this. You know, maybe we don't use the club crochet yarn. We use something a little different today. This is kind of fun yarn too. I don't know what it is. It's Lil Weasel, Big Lil collection. I don't think I had this for anything in particular. What is it made out of? Made in France. I might have bought this in France actually. It's merino wool. All right, cool. I like merino wool. Might be a little bit hard to crochet with, but why not? This is kind of a fun color. Let's do it. Now, will this crochet hook work for what we want it to work with? Let's test it out. I'm gonna make a little loop here and make sure that I'm not gonna split the yarn too much. This might be a little difficult to work with this crochet hook. Maybe we up the crochet hook a little bit. Let's find a slightly larger size. Where are my bigger crochet hooks? Right over here. Is this too big for this crochet hook? Yeah, let's try this crochet hook. It's kind of big. It's a size G, 6mm, so it's up by 2mm, but who knows? Maybe it won't be as small as we're kind of expecting. Yeah, we're making a little animal, and we're gonna need, we'll definitely need like names and stuff for it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with, I think I'm gonna start with the pine cone as like the body shape. So I'm gonna go to the pine cone pattern on clubcrochet.com, which apparently is 2 words. Oops. Okay. Oh, gotta log in, of course. How's your guys' week been? What have you guys been up to? Anybody do anything fun? Anybody go see the new Mario movie? I saw it. It was great. Anybody do anything fun for Easter? It was my brother's wedding on Saturday. That went really well. I wrote a speech last second. It went very well. I'm very proud of it. Oh, okay. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna start by shaping it via the pine cone pattern. And then kind of customizing it off of that. Now I believe that the bottom of the pine cone is the bottom of the character. So the top is gonna be the top. All right, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, so we're just gonna ad-lib this. Let's see how it goes. So I'm basing it almost completely off of that pine cone pattern for right now. That way we can keep it like at least relatively easy for us. And so if you want to crochet along, that's where we're working off of. And we're gonna work into these back loops as I go through this pattern, by the way, just like how the pinecone pattern has, because these front loops we're gonna leave unused, so that way we can pick up stitches onto the front loops later to create all of those little weird spikes that we're gonna make. Now we're definitely gonna need some weird names for these little these critters, so start thinking names The idea is something forest related, something spirit or sprite themed. Maybe like a dragon sprite or like a... I don't know. I guess it's going to kind of depend on what it looks like, of course. 2, 3. And increase here. Okay. Hey, my dad's in the chat. Hey, Dad, how you doing? Yes, you had... Yes, my dad had a great time at the wedding. He had a very fun time at the wedding. He was dancing a lot. It was awesome. Whoa, Zoe got a new crafting desk. Congratulations, Zoe. Jelly. I'm super jelly. I could use a new crafting desk. Sleepy mental rest week for you, Coop. Congratulations. Everybody needs a sleepy mental rest week. Honestly, I could use a sleepy mental rest week. I've been so stressed about Jimbo and stuff recently. Yeah, by the way, Jimbo's doing a lot better than he was last week or even the week before. But as of yesterday, he started eating again because now he's on steroids. He's got some kind of gastrointestinal problem that we can't figure out what it is right now. He's going to need a biopsy to find out what's wrong. So we're worried about him. The worry is that we have no idea what's wrong with him. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, what is going on with you, buddy? He hasn't really been eating and going to the bathroom and stuff, so yeah. He's only 9.5. So he's not a kitten, but he's not that old. But every time we bring him in, they're like, older cats like this. I'm like, older cats? This dude's like a teenager, man. Give him a break. But yeah, he's doing a lot better than he was, for sure. For sure. Alright, so there's kind of like the top of our shape. You know, we put little antlers on right here, maybe. Now those are going to have to be crocheted separately, of course. And we can probably attach them near the end. So we can probably figure out the antler situation later. Actually, I wonder if I have any 3D printed... Do I have any 3D printed antlers? Oopsies, I dropped something. That's okay. Let's see. Here's all my fancy things. I mean, we got like big horns like this. Actually, that would be kind of awesome. These giant horns. Oh, we do. We have... Wow, these antlers would be awesome. Oh my gosh, this music is not going to work for me. Nope. There we go. I did not like that. Am I crocheting in the back loops? Yes, I am. Jules 2.0. My wife's name is Jules. You're the 2.0? Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. These horns are perfect, right? These 3D printed ones? These are very... They're feeling very forest spirity. Okay, we're going to strongly think about this one. Oh, interesting. That's an interesting question, Nicole. By the way, hi, Nicole. How are you? Nicole asks in the chat... Wait, hold on. Let me count real quick. 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. Nicole asks in the chat... Is there an app that you can use that will recolor a finished crochet plushie without you having to make it again? So do you mean like a photo app, Nicole? Like so that you can take a picture of something and then recolor it? There's I don't know if there's a phone app. I mean, I'm sure there is a phone app that you can do like hue saturation stuff with. I mean, I know you can definitely do that with like Photoshop and stuff. Or do you mean like, is there a... Oh shoot, I wanted to record the process for this, but whatever, we're recording it via live stream. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, what Zoe said is actually what I was also thinking. I bet you AI could do that. I don't know if you really want to upload it into an AI app, but I bet you AI could do that. 3, 4. If you wanted to ask, like, what's the Google one? I heard the Google one's really good. Banana something, or I can't remember what it's called. ChatGPT is not. I wouldn't use ChatGPT for it. Honestly, the photo stuff with ChatGPT is just trash, in my opinion. Also, I just feel weird about ChatGPT in general. Yeah, I would probably guess that your best bet is either like a photo editing app or or bringing it into a computer and using Photoshop. Photoshop will definitely work, like no doubt. Okay, so they're starting to get the general shape of our guy. I think we're getting close to where we want to start making our face. Yeah. Yeah, so this is like the next 3 rounds here is where you'd add the eyes in the regular pattern. We're gonna do round 7 for that though, actually. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on round 6. So I'm just gonna do one more round of just single crochets into the back loops here. So far it's exactly the same as the pinecone pattern, by the way, if you're trying to replicate what I'm crocheting. Just to say it out loud, we're working all into the back loops only. And round 1 was 6 single crochets. Round 2 was increasing in each to 12 single crochets. Round 3 was single crochet 3 and then increase once 3 times to 15 single crochets around. Again, working all into the back loops. Round 4 was 4 single crochets and then 1 increase 3 times around to 18 stitches total. Round 5 was 5 single crochets and then an increase around to 3 times total for 21 stitches. And now we just finished up round 6, and round 6 was just a single crochet into each stitch, working in those back loops. Okay, so now we're gonna switch over. We want to do something with the face. So I definitely want to do a different color. What color would complement this well that also kind of gives this vibe? Do you guys think? What color complements this teal? Maybe we can find like a color app to do this. What kind of animal are we making? We are making something from scratch. We're just kind of making it up as we go today. Let's see, what colors do I have that would work well here? I mean, maybe another shade of green might be fun. Or like a cyan. Maybe cyan will be good because it's like not too different of a color. You know, like if we go with, here, if we take like this cyan. Now what I do worry about is that this yarn is like significantly smaller. So I'll either have to crochet it really loosely or double it up. Or just deal with it being smaller yarn. Actually, maybe the smaller yarn will be nice because it'll hide even more into the face. I don't know, what do you guys think about that? Yeah, actually, I really like that idea, Nicole. Hold on, I'll get to your thing in just a second, Nicole, because you bring up a really fun idea that I have. But one second. Let's see what else we got here. Blue kind of works too. Yeah. Mixbot says could try making it in green and green screening it. That's funny. I think that was a suggestion for you, Nicole. Let's see what other colors I have that fit this yarn size. We have this green. Is this too close of it? Yeah, I don't think this one's gonna work, right? Actually, it might be fun to use this as the main color. So it looks like a bush. Dang, actually, that would be kind of cute too. whatever. We'll do the one regular as we're doing. I think we should try cyan. Because that way, you know, we have it there. Worst case scenario, we remake this and that's fine too. Let's see. I might need to change crochet hooks here, but let's see what happens when we do it with cyan. I'm going to do, I'm going to try to add the face more in the center. Yeah, so we're going to do 7 single crochets to start, working those back loops only. And then we're going to change to cyan for the next round, or for the next 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to start the 7th, switch over to our cyan color. We're just going to start here with cyan, and then we might just switch back over or do a second one of these later. I don't know. So we're going to switch to cyan here. Now, this yarn is significantly smaller, so I am going to crochet a little tighter with this cyan yarn. And I don't think we're going to do... Yeah, we're not going to do the lip in this round. We'll do the lip in the next round, and we'll just do 7... I think we're going to try to just do 7 single crochets here in the cyan. Let me see. Actually, do we have a... Maybe I should switch to the smaller crochet hook also, actually. Just to make things easier for us. So we're going to switch that smaller hook so that these stitches will be significantly smaller than the other ones, and it will bring the face in pretty drastically, but I think it'll look kind of good. Now, how many stitches do we need for the kobold's mouth? Let's find out. Switching to the kobold pattern. I think it is 7 stitches, though. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so around... Yeah, it is 7 stitches. Oh no, it's slip stitch 1. It's 9 stitches. So it's slip stitch 1, single crochet 3, spiked bobble 1, single 3, slip stitch 1. Okay. So this would be a slip stitch. So we'll do 9 stitches in this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 will be here. I'm going to cut the teal instead of letting it float in the back, just to make it a little bit cleaner there. And then we're going to switch back over to this teal. Maybe I could have just crocheted the whole thing in this hook instead. Oh well. Oh well. We've made our bed on this one. We just might end up redoing this for a second one of these. Who knows? We'll find out together. Okay, so Nicole, I actually really like that question. That's a really interesting concept. So Nicole said that they're asking about the color change things because they want to see what the plushie would look like in different colors before they went and crocheted it. I'm working on a project right now. Okay. So if you're new to this channel, you'll know Louie is always working on like 15 different projects, and this week is no different than the last. I've got so many different projects that I'm like working on at once with very talented, cool people, and yeah. But one of them is we're actually working on something where you we're working on whatever. You guys are the chill live stream, like. You guys are like kind of the inner loop, so I feel more comfortable telling you about secret things that I probably shouldn't be talking about too soon, but we're working on like a few little apps, and specifically working on like features for different apps right now. So I think that would be a really cool feature to add, actually. I could see that being really useful. Okay, I'm on my next round right now. But just doing like color, like being able to hue saturate a pattern to see what colors it would look good in and stuff. I really think that makes a lot of sense to me. Because yeah, you could see what your pattern's gonna look like ahead of time and stuff. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so next I'm gonna do basically a kobold mouth here over these 9 stitches. So I'm gonna slip stitch into the first stitch here. And this time we're working only in the front loops. And we're going to do slip stitch 1, single crochet 3. 1, 2, 3. And then a spiked bobble right here. Now the spiked bobble is going to be the trickiest stitch here. But I think we're just going to kind of fly through it. This way it has kind of a little beak of a nose. Which might get lost in all the spikes and stuff, but you know, it's worth a shot. So a little spiked bobble in that front loop. Yeah, like that. That's kind of cool. And then we're gonna just do the same thing backwards. So 3 single crochets and then 1 slip stitch at the very end here. 1, 2, 3, and then a slip stitch right here. The slip stitch is pretty much just to like kind of pull the stitch up into more of like a smile shape, by the way. A little behind the seams knowledge there. So yeah, pulls that stitch up. It gives it more of like an upwards turn at the end for the tooth. I know it looks kind of silly right now, but I really think it's going to work out pretty well. Now I'm going to come back, and in those unused front loops right here, I'm actually going to pull through. I'm going to get kind of close so that if anybody ever tries to remake this later, they can do it no problem. So I'm going to go in through that back loop right here, the teal one. We're going to take a piece of cyan yarn. We don't need to make like a slip knot or anything. I'm just going to actually just pull a loop through. I'm going to make a little loop with my hook. We're just going to pull that hook through that teal one. And I'm going to work into those unused front loop only, or back loops from when we made that mouth right there. And we're going to work around this tail end as we go, but we're just going to do a single crochet into all of those. So that way that like lip that we made in the previous round, or the previous section right there, will kind of stick out. It will like jut out forward and look, I think look a little more derpy, you know, which will be pretty cute. So we're just going to single crochet in all these. There should be 9, I believe. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this one will be 9. We're going to change colors back to our teal now. So I'm going to cut my teal yarn. Put our teal in place. And then we're going to change back to our teal yarn. Like, how am I doing this? Like this? Yeah. We'll just pull through this crochet hook and we'll switch crochet hooks in a second. Like that. And then we're going to go back into working in those back loops only. And in the next back loops, we're going to continue that single crocheting in each of the back loops with the teal. But I'm going to make sure to work around the 2 cyan tail ends to keep them kind of like locked on the inside too, you know. There we go. We'll just do one real quick, and then we can kind of cut these a little shorter, like that, and change back to our bigger crochet hook here. Yeah. Oh, I just hurt my elbow. I don't know what on, but it just hurt. Siri asks, what are we crocheting? Oh my god, I love that Nicole is just changing to back and forth to the other, to the landscape and portrait mode. That's awesome, dude. I love that. Yeah, so we're currently live streaming on both landscape and portrait mode, and what we're making right now is some kind of weird forest spirit. We're just kind of like improvising it, to be honest. So I don't fully know what we're making, is the truth of the matter. I don't know what we're making. I don't know if it's going to look good or look really weird, but we're making it anyhow. So we're just kind of like having fun today. Improvising, figuring it out as we go, learning some new techniques along the way. Okay, so I'm just about to finish this round, and then we're going to switch back over to the pine cone pattern, I think. Go back, submit, go back. There we go. And yeah, and this time we're going to work, let's see, do we want to work into that back loop? Or, you know what, I think we can probably work into both loops. No, See, because this is where the different yarn is going to come into problem. We're going to switch back over to the other hook. And I don't want to work into only the back loop for these stitches. I do want to work into both loops. So I'm going to try to get into both loops of this stitch. This first one is actually, probably should have done a chain, but that's okay. We can make it work. I crocheted it just a little tight. Is all. There we go. There we go. So I'll just work into both loops for those. I would normally work in the back loops. What I probably should have done for that round there is done a half color change. So maybe the next time we make this, we'll do a half color change there. So that way we could work spikes into this round when we come back around. But whatever. Whatever, we're learning, we're trying, we're testing. We're making it up as we go. Ain't that just the American way? All right. All right. There we go. Oh, that's looking super weird, but I kind of like it. Okay. Right? Isn't that looking weird? It's looking wonky. It's definitely looking wonky, but it's kind of cute in its own way. Let's, should I do one more round? Yeah, let's do one more round in this teal. And then we'll add our face in, which I think will help out the look of our character a little bit more. I'm definitely wary about what the spikes are going to look like, because it will change the look of this whole thing pretty drastically, you know? It's going to, like, pretty much completely shift its look once we add the spikes. A little cloak. Interesting. I agree. This is getting a little funny, but it's kind of fun, you know? How do I select music? Only asking because there's been multiple Nintendo songs and I don't want the video to be pulled. Oh, great question. Yes, I honestly do look up Nintendo music. Usually what I do is I'll search summer Nintendo songs or spring Nintendo songs, something like that. And it's very rare that we get a cease and desist or anything. We won't even get a cease and desist. They'll just pull the videos advertising, and that's fine. The way that I designed this channel was and the reason why I always say, like, community is the support of this entire channel is because that way I don't need to rely on advertising. So I can do things like this and be okay if they go ahead and give this video a strike, which will just mean that I won't get any ad revenue from this video. That's totally fine because our entire business model is not around advertising revenue. We make a very, very, very small amount of money from advertising. Just because I built it that way because I just can't trust. I honestly can't trust I can't trust YouTube in that way because you never know. You never know. You just never know what you never know. Now we're going to use, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a decrease. Yeah. So this round we're doing 5 single crochets and then a decrease. The decrease we're going to use for this pattern, I think we're going to use, actually we can use a sharp decrease. Yeah, we're going to use a sharp decrease, which is basically like slip stitching 2 together. And it will decrease it very, very abruptly, so it'll be like in the very bottom. So that's what we're going to kind of do for this pattern. So 5 single crochets and then a sharp decrease. 2. Actually, maybe we could do a single crochet 2 together to make it more of a subtle decrease. No, because I really want his feet to be. Yeah, we'll just do it regular. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a sharp decrease. So for this round, I'm doing 5 single crochets, a sharp decrease, worked in the back loops only, repeated 3 times around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then yep, we're on our last stitch right there. Sharp decrease. Okay, so by the way, that was, I believe, round 9 of our little forest spirit guy so far. Let's go ahead and start adding the eyes and stuff. Now, for the eyes themselves, I strongly think we want to do... Interesting. Do I have any teeth? No, I think I've used all my teeth. Oh, actually, you know what? I do have some little teeth. Hold on. I forgot. I 3D printed these the other day at my friend's house. Some little teeth. We might mess around. We might mess about with those. But also the eyes. I think we want to use 8mm for the eyes. Normally I like 6mm eyes, but because this guy is like a little bit chunkier. Let's say that he's a little chunkier. We're gonna do 8mm, I think. So we'll do 8mm eyes. I'm gonna do them like 1-2 stitches away. Let's try that. So it either like that. No, maybe further. He kind of looks like a little bird. 3 stitches away. Let's try 3 stitches away. 1, 2, and then 3. That's too far. 2. Let's do it like that. Right? And we might need to... Wait, is that too close? 1, 2. Nose bit. Yeah, this is 3, and this one's 2, but it actually looks like even distancing, right? But it's technically not. Interesting. All right, well, I think I'm going to stick with this distancing because I think it's a little bit better. Let's see what it looked like if I put these plastic safety teeth in. Whoa, they're really big. I didn't realize how big they were. But let's see. So we put that into there, and then we'd have this lip obviously go over it. Like that. No, those are too massive. We're going to have to use crochet teeth instead. Oh, this song is a little much too. I'm going to switch this one. You know what? We have we're going to the next playlist. Okay. Yeah, let's use, we're going to crochet the teeth instead then. We're going to be using white yarn for that, which for some reason I don't have any white yarn near me. Why not? Didn't we use white yarn last stream? I could have sworn we did. Whatever. Oh. No, it's fuzzy white yarn. Okay, we'll just use this white yarn. I'll just open a new ball. Okay. So for the teeth, I think we do want to make the teeth just a little bit bigger than normal. And the only reason I say that is because we do want it to be coming over that lip. You know? So let's go with like a... He does have a bit of a beak. Yeah, you're right. So we're gonna do chain 2, 3. Yeah, we'll chain. Let's try just chaining 3, pulling tight, skipping 2 chains, and working a. Let's try working a half double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook. Let's see how that looks. Would that be too fat? Might be a pretty fat one. And then we'll chain 1, cut the yarn, and pull it through. And we're going to use these 2 tail ends here to attach it into the mouth under the lip. I think that's good because it's not like too big. And once it's under that lip, it'll kind of like just barely poke out, which is what we want. So I'm going to take these eyes out real quick. We're going to come back to the eyes. And let's go ahead and try just attaching one of these teeth first to make sure it's the way we want it to be. So I'll go up. We're going to go right here. I want it really in the corner of the mouth for both of these teeth. Is it a potu? I don't know. No, I don't know what that is. But no, this is a completely original creation. I don't know what it is. We're thinking it's kind of like a dragon forest spirit. We're looking for names actually. If you want to try naming the species and stuff, I am open to suggestions. Now I'm just gonna pull these 2 knots on the inside. Yeah, that's good because then the tooth is just like kind of barely overlapping the lip, which is going to be perfect when we add the spikes too, because everything's going to get a little bit more hidden in once we add all of the I guess the scales. I should say they're scales, not spikes, that we're going to add onto them. Like that. Double knot it. Cut that one close. I like it. Yeah, that's good for a tooth. We're definitely going to need to tighten those lips just a little bit more. Keep losing that thread. There we go. And if we added the eye over that lip, like right here, I like it. I like it. It's going to be really hidden under those whatever spikes we put over this. But it'll look really funny because he'll look like he's like a kid that needs a haircut, you know? Thank you so much. Hey, if you haven't yet, go ahead and like this video down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And hit the little bell icon. We do videos like this every week. So if you want to join in, that's the easiest way to do so. Alright, so I'm making that tooth the same way. Chain 3, pull tight, half double crochet into the third chain from the hook, working into the back loop of the chain. And let's go ahead and add this tooth on the other side. So this one I'm going to go right here for one corner. Music, is this music loud? Feels like this one's a little louder of a soundtrack. Let me know if it's getting distractingly loud. He looks determined. He does look determined right now. I definitely want it to feel like a childlike vibe, you know? Like a spirit or a sprite would kind of have more of a innocent kind of feel to it. With still having that like gremlin-y vibe to him. Okay, so I love that. Look at those teeth. Those teeth are perfect. And we'll throw this eye in here. 1, 2, right here, I believe. So it'll be like that. Yeah. So there's our eyes and our mouth on there. He does kind of have a bit of a beak. I like it. I like that. I think that looks really good. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to go and lock those eyes in place now. There we go. It's a bit loud. Thank you for letting me know that. I appreciate you. There we go. Yeah, that's much better for me. Someone said it looks like a dragon with a, what do they say? With a very cute beak. Yeah, cute. Like it. Okay. Now the bottom of our character here, we're gonna want it in cyan. Just the very, very bottom of him. And the reason I say that is because, well, kind of two reasons. The first reason is the legs are gonna be cyan. We're gonna do like dragon legs. Or dragon feet pattern for the legs, I think. So these are going to be sewn on onto the bottom. And yeah, I think we're going to want to change to cyan anyhow. And the other reason we want to change to cyan is because we're going to want to add all of those scales probably before we sew it closed. And the reason I want to add the scales before we sew it closed is because we want to add antlers on the side of him. And I kind of want to try using these safety antlers like this. And those are going to have to be added on before it's sewn closed too. I don't know. I don't know about those antlers. They do kind of look cool, actually. We could try crocheting them too. Is it a Yeti? No, it's definitely not a Yeti. Definitely not going to be a Yeti. I'm thinking more like a dragon-y kind of thing. I'm open to arm ideas too. If you are not ideas, if you think we should add arms or not. You know what? Maybe we could do a vote for that. Why don't we do a vote right now? Because it'll take a long time for us to get that vote going anyhow. Oh, my computer signed me out for some reason. 1 second. There we go. Yeah, let's do a poll. Do we add Lil arms? Yes or no? Easy as that. Yes or no, do we add little arms? And we'll get that vote going. Totally no rush on getting to that vote. We can add the arms way later anyhow. Okay, so I'm going to switch now to cyan. Yeah, we're going to switch to cyan because this is going to be on the bottom of them anyhow. And it's going to also be covered up in a... Whoa, this music's wild, dude. And it's going to be covered up in a in some of the scales, so it doesn't really matter too much. We're just going to do one there. Just enough for that color to be locked in. I'll cut it close. Okay. We'll come back to that teal in a second. In the meantime, before we get there, we're going to decrease this down by doing one single crochet and then one decrease. I think I'm going to use like a... Yeah, I'm going to do a single crochet 2 together for a decrease. And the reason I'm going to do that instead of a sharp decrease here at the bottom is because this yarn is so much smaller than our teal yarn that if I decrease it too sharply, it might look really, really weird getting decreased down. So by switching this to a single crochet 2 together, I mean, it's going to be on the bottom, so you're never going to see it anyhow. So even though it is a more noticeable decrease, it's not even going to be visible. But also, it'll decrease it more subtly, and I think will look more natural on the bottom of our piece. Now, I screwed up somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have one extra stitch for some reason. I got an extra stitch, and I don't know where. Oh. Oh, I worked into the wrong... Okay, wait, let's go back. Did I? No, that was the right stitch. I don't know. We ended up with an extra stitch somewhere, but I don't know how I did that. So we're just going to decrease an extra time. Right. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 11. See, so this should be the last stitch, but it's not, so we're going to decrease one extra time. This, and we're going to pretend that I did it right, and I don't know where I messed up, but that's okay. Okay, so that's going to be the bottom, and you see it's going to really be flat, right on the bottom, right there. Okay, so before we continue on the bottom of this guy, let's add the scales. Let's start adding the scales early. Now, normally I usually do this at the end after I've sewn it closed, but let's do it a little early. Okay, so we do like, some people are saying claws. A mix between a bird and a wyvern. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Like it's a bird wyvern spirit. Like a, what's a good combo name? You know, like something that connects the two words of like wyvern and spirit, or bird, or avian, or maybe not spirit. What are some other words for spirit? Like a sprite. Wyvern and sprite. A 7-Up. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we're going to go and I'm going to pull a loop through the top of this guy. Right here. Boom. And this is going to be how we add the scales. We're going to take a loop here. If you can, there we go. Pull it through that first one. Do a chain. We're actually going to chain 2. And in each stitch, we're going to half double crochet into those unused front loops. We're going to work around this yarn, by the way. So we're just going to half double crochet 1, and then chain 1, and then slip stitch 1 into the next stitch. Like that. Yeah, I think that's it. And then we're just going to do that all the way to the end. So we chain 2, 1, 2, we half double crochet into the next stitch, like that. And then we'll chain 1, And we'll slip stitch 1 into the next stitch after that. Huh? Kind of looks cute at the top already. And then it's just going to go all the way down, and it's going to look, it'll look kind of like this. Like this kind of pattern will be all the way down its body. Which will obviously make it look way, like, more full, but it'll also look more like scales. Almost like he's almost like a dragon egg. Like an eggling or I don't know. I feel like there's the perfect name in here somewhere. Whoa, what's an apparition? Oh, an apparition like a spirit. Okay, I see what you mean. Wyvern, an apparition. A wyvite. Okay, hey, we're getting somewhere there. A bivern. Okay, alright. What about something like nibbly, like our bitey? Because it does look like it's something that if you weren't paying attention and you accidentally kicked it in the woods, it would definitely bite your foot. You know? A nibbler. No, I don't like that. Huh, that's kind of cool. It's kind of looking a bit like a, like the top of a, what's that called? A pineapple. Get that in here just so it's out of our way. There we go. Nice. Back to it. Chain 2. Half double crochet in the next. Chain 1. Slip stitch into the next. We're probably going to have to stop when it comes to the face and then cut, hide the end, bring it back in, but we'll see in a second. Stitch 1, chain 2, half double crochet, chain 1, slip stitch 1 back here. It's almost like you know what, this is almost like our old school Monster Monday videos. I don't know if you probably haven't been around the channel that long. Maybe some people in the chat have, but long time ago we used to do these streams. Like back when I first was live streaming, I would do these live streams called Monster Mondays that were basically this. I would draw a new creature live on the stream, and then we'd crochet it, and we would just figure it out together. They were super fun. Honestly, it was a really good way for me to learn how to crochet better. Ooh, I like the pixie. Oh, but do we need to give it wings if we want to give it like kind of a pixie vibe? Maybe. Imp. Okay, wait. That works too. I like maybe an impling? What about that? What about an impling? Or a... Ooh, I'm liking where we're going here. Nymph. He does kind of have a little bit of a nymph vibe. I like the imp idea because it does kind of give a little bit of like a little demon, yeah. I'm starting to feel that is kind of the vibe. And a forest impling or a I'm having fun. I'm having fun brainstorming with you guys. This is cool. As we make our scales, he's having this fun hairdo right now. Looking pretty good, actually. I gotta say that's totally a look, and you can see how much the face is gonna get hidden in these scales, which might sound funny, but I actually think it's gonna look really good. I think it's gonna look good. A niblet, spriteling. A nymph? Is that something? A nymph? N-I-M-P? Is that something bad? That almost sounds like it could be something not good. And we don't want to name it something that's already got that name pretty much too. Chain 1. Slip stitch 1 there. Chain 1. It's fun to do this in this bigger yarn too. I mean, I definitely think I want to try to make one of these in a smaller yarn after, just to see the size difference. Also, it's pretty quick to crochet, so I don't think that's kind of that hard to do. Oh my gosh, the more the hair comes together, the more I'm enjoying it at the top of the head like that. It's really cute. A biting pine cone. Oh, that's kind of fun. Like a biting, or what about a... I wanted to put together pine cone and imp, and my first thought was a pimp. A modeling. What's a modeling? A modeling. Interesting. A mod. 2. Two. All right, we're kind of flying right now. I'm curious of how the feet are gonna work. I might end up doing. I mean, part of me, like, I want to sew on the legs, but also part of me is thinking that it's going to be on the bottom anyhow. You're never going to see them. Might be even easier to just do 2 little, like, bobble stitches there. Oh, shoot. Should we have added a tail? Maybe. We can always do that last second, too. I'm thinking, like, oh, actually, maybe we could do, like, an Uno, the Fluffalo tail kind of thing. That would be pretty cute. An impine cone. An impine cone. It doesn't really flow off. I like the idea, but it doesn't really flow off the tongue very well. An impine, an imp cone. Oh, a mossling. Okay, now a mossling. That I'm kind of liking. A mossling. It does kind of have a mossy kind of shape and look to it, especially if we did different colors. Mossling. The only thing is, a mossling kind of feels like a nice, like a... For some reason, I don't think a mossling would bite you. Whereas I know this little dude would definitely bite you. For some reason, I think a mossling would, like, curl up on your lap and fall asleep. Take a nap. Which maybe this little guy would do that. I don't know. I need to turn on our fan. One moment. Let me... I'm schwitzt. I'm sweating. There we go. Wow. This hairdo... It's getting a little spooky how much these scales are starting to grow. I'm starting to wonder if maybe we should have done smaller scales. But who knows? Let's see what it looks like once it gets to the face. This is fun though. I need to do way more of these improvised crochet alongs. I think they're really fun. And we just make the weirdest... Every time I do one of these, we make the weirdest things. That's how we made Uno also. By the way, this is Uno, the Fluffalo, which we made on one of these streams. So this tail is kind of what I'm thinking. If we wanted to add a tail, it might be kind of fun to do something like this. But I don't know. We'll choose that later on. Oh! It does look like an artichoke. Actually, maybe there's something there. Arty, an art, and... Ooh. It does kind of look like an artichoke, though. Yeah, I'm like... Now I'm kind of starting to think, like, also it's got a bit of, like, a hedgehoggy kind of look, too. I don't know. The antlers are going to change everything, too. We probably should vote if we want to do antlers and stuff. Or tail and stuff. I don't know. We'll... Let's get a little further with these scales, and then we'll start to make those kind of decisions. So I do think that these scales are going to kind of change the entire vibe once we get past the face. We'll start to get a better idea of what this guy's looking like. It'll also let us know how big we need to make antlers if we want to add antlers or a tail and stuff, because they're going to have to stick out past the scales, you know? I don't know. We're on there. Maybe I should, you know, I think I'm going to stuff it just a little bit right now. And the only reason I'm going to do that is because it's not holding its shape. It's kind of difficult for me to crochet around it. So we'll just add a little bit of stuffing into the bottom of it right now. Yeah, Onyx, that's pretty much the deal. Yes, to all of that. Ooh, it does kind of have a succulent look too, Mixbot. Succulent? Ooh, I don't know about that. How do I deal with wrist pain, asks Nancy. Now, I haven't had wrist pain like that in quite a long time. But when I was a kid, I was just starting out about like, 15 years ago. Well, I've been crocheting now for nearly 20 years, designing for nearly 20 years. But about 15 years ago, I was really into crocheting hats and beanies and stuff. And when I was doing that, I would get wrist pain, and I would have to like take week-long breaks and stuff like that. When I did have those situations, so when the wrist pain was present, there is a couple of things you can do. The first is you gotta take a break. You just have to. You need it to heal. If you keep crocheting while you have wrist pain, it's only gonna get worse, I guarantee it. So you need to just kind of like chill for a second, give yourself a little bit of a crochet vacation. You know what I mean. The other thing you can wear, there's like wristband things that like they like compress your wrist like this, and it makes it so you can't really turn your wrist as much, but also just the compression alone really helps and really feels good on a wrist that's in a little bit of pain. Other tips, stretching. You got to stretch also, so like always kind of like in between like a few. You'll see me doing this all the time too. Like I'll do this a lot. I'll also do like, you'll see me do this one a lot. Now, I don't know if necessarily if this is a great idea, but for me, I'm very, my joints are really poppy. Like I crack my bones really, really easy. I always have, like, I barely even need to move and I crack my bones. So I pretty much always need to take a break after like a few rounds just to kind of crack my bones. Now, I don't suggest you start cracking your knuckles and stuff, but I do suggest that if you have wrist pain and stuff, I mean, even without wrist pain, you should definitely be taking breaks in between a lot of stitches to just kind of like chill your body out a little, chill your arms, chill your hands out. Other tips that I have, this one is the biggest tip, and the biggest reason why you might have wrist pain. If you're crocheting a lot of the same thing, so for me, it happened when I was making beanies and I was making thousands and thousands of single crochets every single day. And when you keep doing the same repetitive motion is when you're going to start getting wrist pain. What I found a way to like kind of preemptively defend myself from wrist pain was to make items that were either small and quick, but more importantly, that utilized different kinds of stitches. So for example, in this pattern here, we're using a bunch of different kinds of stitches. We did single crochets in the beginning, and now we're doing like half double crochets and chains. And the fact that we're doing different stitches every time means that those muscles and the joints that we're using in between stitches aren't going to be the same for every part of this pattern. So it's going to kind of give those joints and stuff a little bit of a break, a little bit less wear and tear, because you're not consistently doing the same exact motion over and over again. So that's one thing I think is, like, when you do get back to crocheting, you need to take a break. But when you do get back to crocheting, try making a lot of different items. Don't make like a bunch of the same piece, because that repetitive motion is what's gonna get you. It'll gonna get you. It's gonna get you. Yeah, I hope that helps. There's a whole lot of, you know, videos and blogs and even books that are all about how to crochet or knit a little bit more consciously for your body. Because back pain is also a big thing that crocheters have to deal with because, you know, we're like looking down, we're hunching a little bit more. So, yeah, there's a lot of little things like that to look out for. Oh my gosh, look at this guy's little face now. You see how it's going to really like hide in there. He's got kind of a little afro thing going on. That's fun. I wonder how much this is going to look, how different it's going to look once we get past the face too. It's going to be funny. Yeah, I hope that helped. Let me know, Nancy, if that was very helpful or not. Nancy says that you've been crocheting for 4 years, you're a teen, and you've had pain 4 times. It usually lasts 3 to 7 days, and it's so annoying. Yeah, that's when I had it too. And honestly, it's because you're overusing it. You're just that's it. Like the real, like, because you're young, it's not usually like you shouldn't really have that kind of wrist pain at that age. And the reason you're having it is because you're consistently doing the same thing over and over again, you know? Yeah. Angel, I actually am not using cotton yet right now. Usually I do use worsted weight cotton, but right now we're actually using wool. This is a merino wool blend from France that I think I got like, honestly, I think I got this like, let's see, when did I go to France? A long time ago, like 15 years ago. Okay, we might have an issue here, which is that this stitch needs to end, but doesn't have a spot for it to end in. So we're gonna go and I'm just gonna slip stitch into this same stitch instead this time. And we're gonna cut the yarn there, pull it out, and I'm gonna hide this end on the inside, like, maybe like right here. Yeah. And we're gonna come back. There we go. Nice. That, yeah, actually I think that kind of worked pretty well. And we're just gonna pick up another loop right here and keep going. So we kind of have to like give it a little bit of a gap, you know, in the crochet, so that we can keep the face open. Oh, a dekimp, a drake and an imp, a dekimp, a drimp. Whew. You made a broccoli. That's funny. Broccoli. It almost sounds like, well, I guess it is. It's like Brock from Pokemon and Bruce Lee. That's funny. All right. That, pull it tighter. I just want to make sure it doesn't mess with the face too much, but actually it's kind of looking cute. Yeah, I don't mind that. Did we decide on arms, by the way? I don't even know how I'm going to do arms once we get to that, but yes, we have a pretty solid vote on arms, which is totally fine. I just need to be aware of that when we get to the arms section. Okay. We're going to pull this tail end on the inside in a second, but let's go ahead and just keep crocheting for right now, because we are going to need to cut this yarn again. And hey, again, if you haven't yet, please give this video a like down below and subscribe to the channel. We do videos like this pretty much every Friday. And if you hit the bell icon, you'll get notified when we do live streams like this. Which again, we pretty much do them every Friday right now, but sometimes I change the dates, sometimes I change the times. We're going to be doing a lot more Let's Play streams soon too. I might be doing that on my other channel, Louie's Loops, more often, but you know, I'll obviously notify you how I'm doing those live streams when those come around. All right, let's see, half there. Yeah, we're gonna be in the same situation where we're gonna need to kind of mess with this last stitch a bit, where we do a half double, we do the chain one, but we slip stitch in the same stitch instead there. then we got to hide this end in. So same kind of thing as before, but this time we have this tail end to kind of knot it to also, which will a little bit, you know, save us from things coming unraveled. Do this. And then these two tail ends here. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So these two tail ends, I'm going to knot these two tail ends just so that those, the ends of both of these cut pieces won't ever come undone. Again, just in case. I really don't think anything bad's going to happen there, but better safe than sorry. Sorry. Better safe than sorry. There you go. All right. Looking pretty cute. And we did want to do arms, so I'll probably do little arms in here maybe. He really does have like a little bit of an afro look here. But I'm liking it. I don't even know what he is though. He like he looks so funny. You won't even see it. When he's sitting down like this, it's just going to look like a little bush. And then when he looks up, he's like, ah, I'm going to bite you. I like it. A goblin or orc arm? Yeah, I don't know. Goblins don't have arms. I mean, they have bobble stitches, but not like sewn on arms. For this one, I think I'm going to do kind of like a little, almost like a T-Rex arm, like a little like claws, I think. Like, you know? Yeah, something like that. Nancy, how do I have so many subscribers? I've been doing this for 20 years. That's how we have so many subscribers. Been doing this for a long, long time. And yeah, we've just been consistent. It really is like it's about don't give up. Keep on keeping on kind of thing. All right, let's pull a new loop out from here. But yeah, I've been around for a while. I think that's one of the reasons why we have a decent amount of people here. And thank you so much for everybody that is joining today. Super duper appreciate you. Because I'm having a great time. And it's thanks to you. Alright, so we're going to slip stitch this one down. And there's our... We only have a few more of these to go. We actually almost have all of our little spines. Not spines. What do I keep calling these? Scales. We almost have all our scales done. But I think we need antlers. So that way you can tell tell it's not a, you know, like an experienced hiker would see one of these in the woods and be like, that's not a bush, that's not a pine cone, that's an impkin, an impling, I don't know, what do we call these things? A nymph. I'm starting to feel like nymph because it's like a nibbling imp, or gosh, I can't decide. We're gonna need to vote on something though. One. All right, almost done with the scales. And then we're going to move on to, I guess, to making the feet, or maybe making the antlers, actually. We probably should do the antlers next. Unless we... No, we should probably try crocheting the antlers. Just because people won't have 3D printed antlers like I have. Maybe we make another one of these and try the 3D printed antlers instead. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I mean, we're already at 4:30, so maybe we won't have time to do another one of these today, unfortunately. Open chat, please. chat is open. You made your first whale. Well, congratulations. What kind of whale did you make? Did you make one of our, like the whale ones? Like from our channel? Because that's awesome. I love that. You know, there's a bunch of different ones too. We got narwhals and belugas, and I think there's dolphins in there. Yeah, I tried to make a version. Oh, killer whale. The killer whale pattern's really fun. Because then you get to like learn color changes and stuff too. Huh? Alright. A white whale. You're Moby Dick. Wait, no, you're... What's the guy that kills, that hunts Moby Dick? Don't tell me. Wait, do tell me if you know. Abad? It's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. Horned lichen. Oh, there we go. I'm liking that, Timothy. It does kind of look like a lichen. Wow, we have someone in the chat from Zimbabwe. Wow. That's awesome, dude. Whoa. Oh my gosh. I think you're the first person that's ever... Captain Ahab. That's what it is. Ahab. I think you're the first person that's ever been in this chat from... that I know of. That's from Zimbabwe. That's way cool. You're probably the first person in the chat that's ever been from a country that's name starts with a Z. Are there any others that I can think of off the top of my head? I can't think of any other country. That's really cool, though. What language is the language of Zimbabwe? What are we making, says Shoba. And where are we? We are in Southern California right now. And we are making an improvised monster right now. We're trying to actually come up with the name of it. Timothy just said a lichen. What did you say? A horned lichen, which I think is actually a pretty good one. We were also playing around with the idea of a nymph, because it's like a nimbling imp. Oh, Zambia. Nice. Yeah, that's definitely another country that starts with Z. Good catch. Yeah. Okay. We're almost done with these spikes, which means we're almost done with this color of yarn in general. All right. One, two. Boom. All right. Already crocheting. I'm glad. A cone cap. Okay. Timothy's on fire with name suggestions right now. Oh, Jules, you're in New Zealand. That's great. I love New Zealand. I visited New Zealand for like a couple weeks for me and my wife's honeymoon. It was great. I love New Zealand. It was so cool. I actually just told a friend yesterday that they should go to New Zealand. Or maybe that was 2 days ago. Whatever. I think New Zealand's awesome. I went zorbing in New Zealand. That was super cool. Highly recommended. If anybody's visiting New Zealand, go zorbing. It's awesome. One, and then boom. Okay. Got that. Maybe. There we go. Pull that in. And let's hide some ends here before we figure out what we're going to make next. I think we're probably going to want to go down to the legs or maybe the arms next. Like before, I'm going to just double knot these two ends just so I can make sure that tail ends stay on the inside. Stuff that. And then we'll hide this end as well. I'm actually gonna try to hide this in the back of some stitches too, because I don't have anything to knot it to. There we go. There. I'll just kind of like working my way through the back of some stitches there with this needle, so that when I thread this on and pull it through, it holds its place like this. And then when we cut it up here, nothing should come undone. Okay. All right, so let's look at our little fella here. Oh my gosh. He's so cute. He's so weird looking though. Keep his little... He's got almost like a little beard. That's funny. Huh? What do we think? This is a little weird. I won't lie. This is like a little extra. But you know what? Maybe it won't be that big of a deal once it's like all in. And then sewn closed. Because it kind of like gets pulled down anyhow. But I do like it. I do like what he's looking like so far. Okay, so if we wanted to add these antlers in here, it'd be like that. Wow, actually, that's sort of awesome. Oh man, I actually kind of love that. Wait, let's try crocheting an antler, but shoot, I do like those antlers. We'll use I think we should use jute. You know, like that off brown, like not brown, but not like beige almost. If I can find a ball of it, which I thought I had like right here. Well, maybe we'll have to open a new one. I guess so. Okay. I know I've got like 15 open balls of this yarn somewhere, but I don't know where it is right now. So we're gonna open a new one. All right, let's see if this looks good. Am I going to watch the Artemis 2 splashdown? You know, I heard that we should hear the sonic boom from where I'm at, actually, which is kind of cool. It is giving kind of like icy, snowy vibes, huh? Maybe it is like a little tiny yeti. I don't know. Yetling. Tina! Hello, Tina. All right, let's try. Let's see if I can't crochet an antler that is as cute as that one. Is this the good color for it? Yeah, I think so, because then it doesn't get mixed with our teeth too. I'm just gonna chain. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that long enough? Let's go. I could do like the antler there. Actually, it's easier to make it curve in, I think. So 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go 6, 7, 8. Or 7. Let's go 8. Okay, so I chain 8. I'm going to skip 2. And let's do a Or actually, you know what? Let's just skip one, and we're gonna single crochet 2 together. You know what? If I do an increase here, will it? It will do it that way. Maybe I should put the little point there. You know what? Let's do that. Okay, we're gonna take that back. We're gonna chain 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4. That's in there. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna chain 4, and then we're gonna do chain 2, skip the first, and slip stitch 1 into the second chain from the hook to create a little nub. And then we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're going to chain 4 more. Yeah. Skip the first chain, and we're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. And then we'll do an increase into the next chain right here. So 2 single crochets into that one. That way it gives it kind of a curve. And then a single crochet into the next chain right here. See, so that way it's kind of like curving itself naturally. Look at that. That's totally turning into the shape we're looking for. And then, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I want a single crochet in the back of this one? Yeah, we'll single crochet 1 into the back of that mini picot. And then we'll single crochet. You know, I'll just single crochet all the way down to the end. Let's see how that looks. I'm gonna have to remember how I did that. It might be a little long, so we might end up making this again. But let's see. One more here. Nice. I tried to make it long because we needed to like stick out past the spikes, but I don't know. Now I'm starting to feel like it's maybe a little long. Let's see. But it's like this. These two ends will get hidden in there. And then, like, you know, if it's like this and it gets pulled in, maybe it isn't too long. I don't know. What do you think? I don't hate the shape. I just feel like it's maybe a little bit long for the antler. Like by 1 stitch. I don't know. Maybe it'll get pulled in a lot though. Let's just try to like pull it in. Let's try to like sew it into the body right now, and that way we can kind of see where it like sticks out to. One there and one there, yeah. Like that come out somewhere on the outside. This, and we'll thread the top of our antler first. I'm probably gonna have to undo this, but that's okay. Put that in. And then 1 stitch under would be right here. Out through the same spot. Like that. If I just pull these tight enough, like that, feel it get pulled on the inside. Yeah, actually, maybe that is the right length. I don't know. What do you think? You know, it's like that. What do you think about that? You know, what do we think? What do we think about that little antler? I think it's actually pretty good. It's much more of like an antler than a horn. Nancy's got another question. All good, Nancy. You don't have to apologize for asking questions. You never made a triangle before and you need one. How do you make one that looks good? Like just need a tiny one. Oh, easy, squeezy, lemon peasy. I'll teach you how to do that in just a second. That's really easy though. Actually, probably the best. Let me, you want to do it in a magic loop. Here, 1 second. I'll read through the Uno pattern for you. The Uno the Fluffalo on our website has a little triangle for the nose, like a snout. That's a pretty good pattern for what you're looking for. So I'm just going to read this out loud for you, Nancy. This is probably... You like the safety ones better? Here, let me put the safety one in. So, we'll do it like this, and we'll do a vote. Do we like it with the safety or without the safety eye one? Let me put this one maybe a little closer like that. Okay. Hold on. We need to sit up like that so you can see the difference. Also, we need some contrasting color in the back so you can really see it because it kind of gets lost on the white. So we'll do something like that just so you can kind of really see the antlers a little bit better. And we'll do a vote. We already did a vote for the arms, and you guys have agreed, yes, we are making arms. So we'll go ahead and make arms. And then let's do a poll for the antlers. Antlers. 3D printed ones, crocheted ones, or none. Go ahead and vote now on which antlers you like most. Do you like the 3D printed ones that are this one right here that I made kind of a while ago now? Do you like the crocheted ones that are here on the other side? I'm obviously open to either one. They both look kind of cool. I think in the pattern I'll have the crocheted ones just for people to have alternative options. But yeah. Okay, so in the meantime, while you're doing that, let's go ahead and read off a pattern for Nancy really quick so she can make a triangle a little bit easier. So here is the pattern for you, Nancy. Just out loud, I'm just going to say it out loud. This is going to make a little tiny triangle, and it is the snout for the Uno the Fluffalo. So if you want to find the written version, it's going to be on the website under Uno, U-N-O, the Fluffalo. The pattern is magic loop, make a magic loop. Into the magic loop, you want to single crochet one and then half double crochet one. And you want to repeat that 3 times around. That'll end up at 6 stitches. Single crochet one, half double, single, half, single, half. Okay, so that's already going to start making a little bit of a triangle shape in and of itself. Then for round 2, which is the last round for this snout, for round 2, you want to single crochet one into the first stitch. And then into the next stitch, which is going to be into that half double crochet, you want to single crochet one, half double crochet one, and single crochet one into the second stitch. Okay, so that's going to kind of give it more stitches in that second part. And then you're going to, you'll basically want to repeat that 3 times around. So that'll be like, and it'll make it a little bit bigger and a little bit more of a triangle shape. At the end, you can slip stitch to the first stitch that you made. Cut the yarn, pull it through, and hide the end in with the hidden end method. That's going to be probably my favorite way to make triangles, but there's a lot of other ways you can do it as well. You can crochet it flat as well. That would probably be pretty easy. Just chaining a certain amount, single crocheting down, skipping a stitch, and then single crocheting down like that so that it gets smaller and smaller. That would also work. Okay, I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions, Nancy. And thanks for being here. Okay. Let's see, what have you guys chosen? Okay, it's pretty solidly saying 3D printed ones. Okay, that's fine. That's totally cool. Let's do the 3D printed ones for today. And I will just explain out loud again the pattern for these. Oh, I don't know why they got stuck like that. It's kind of strange. I'm just going to explain out loud how to make these crocheted antlers. I don't know why it got stuck all weird. So the crocheted antlers, again, if anybody wants to make the crocheted ones instead of the 3D printing antlers, which I don't even know, it's kind of hard to 3D print them unless you have the designs, which I do need to get the designs on the website soon. So feel free to reach out to me directly if you want the designs for the 3D printed models. You can email me at Louie, L-O-U-I-E, at clubcrochet.com. So if you want those designs for 3D printing your own, just reach out to me and I can send you the files. But if you want to crochet them, this is how I did it. I chained 1, 2, 3, 4, And then I did a mini picot. A mini picot is chaining 2 and slip stitching 1 into the back loop of the first chain that you made. And then I chained 1, 2, 3, 4 more after that. I skipped the first chain, single crocheted into the second chain, working into the back loops of those chains. Then I increased. I did 2 single crochets into the next chain here. Then working all the way back down to the end, working into all of the back loops of the chains and the back loop of the mini picot here, I single crocheted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more down to the end. I then cut the yarn and did 1 chain to create a little knot so that this could be sewn onto the inside of the head. I'm just going to hold it out really quick so I can get a quick snapshot of it when I do the when I write the pattern down. It's pretty good. Okay, there you go. Let me know if you have any questions about any of that process as well. And we're going to be doing the safety eye antlers instead, which are going to be like into right there and right there. Right? Does that look right? Maybe a little over that. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. What do you guys think? I think those are pretty evenly spaced, right? Let's look at it from the top of the head. You know, here's the nose, so that's the up front part. This one maybe is a little bit over. No, actually, I think those are pretty good. All right, so here's what we're gonna do is we need a backing for this. There we go. Music stopped for a second. So we're gonna use one of these little backing bump things to lock these antlers into place. This might be a little tough for me, just because I need to get like really in there. I already stuffed it a bunch, but maybe we pull some of this stuffing out. Yeah, that, oh, totally. Okay. I'm gonna get on the inside there and just put a locking mechanism on the inside of that safety eye. Not safety eye, but safety horn. That. And there we go. It kind of locks that in place. It is a little loose, so like you can kind of turn it, but that's all right. And then we'll do the same over here. Now this guy definitely is now dangerous to step on. I would not step on this. There you go. And we're gonna hope that these never come undone. I probably could have used bigger locking mechanisms there, but whatever. Whatever, we're just gonna hope it doesn't ever come out. We're gonna hope and pray. Okay. Get a little bit more. All right. So I'm gonna say, yeah, that's pretty good for the horns. And again, this is kind of what we were working off of for the drawing, for the little doodle. And I would say that's coming together pretty good. Here, just so we have like a backdrop so you can kind of see those horns on there a little bit better. Okay. So next up, arms. You guys voted yes on the arms, so we're going to add little tiny hands to our guy. And the way I think I'm going to do that is I do want to use cyan yarn for that. Probably should have made that first before we... There we go. Okay, I got an extra ball of cyan to work off of. The arms, I think I'm just going to make like little points, like 2 little like beeps. So we're going to make a slip knot. I'm going to chain 1. We need it to be long enough to get past the what do I keep calling these? Scales. So we do want it to be a little longer. So chain 1, 2, 3. I think that'll get us past that in a cute way. Yeah, 3 chains. And then we're going to chain 1, 2, 3 more. So we're going to chain 6 total. I'm going to pull those last 2 chains really tight. And then the 3rd chain from the hook. So that's 1, 2, 3. We're going to slip stitch into that 3rd chain right here. This might be a little long for our little fingers, but let's find out. And then we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. I'm going to pull those ones nice and tight and then slip stitch into that same back loop right there. Okay, so it kind of has this little Y, little fingies, you know, you can see them. And then we're going to slip stitch all the way these last 3 chains into this back bump all the way down. So that's 1, 2, and then 1 more will be right here. 3, and then I'm just going to do a chain, cut the yarn, pull it through, and I think this will be good for the little arms. You know, I don't want it to be too complicated, but this is what I'm thinking for the arms. What do you think? Yeah, let's get my crochet hook down there a little bit more. What do you think? Yeah? And then if we put this into the arm, into the body right here, like this, then he'll have the littlest, tiniest arms sticking out, which is super cute. All right, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna make another one of those real quick. Again, that is chain 3. Oh my gosh, I totally watched Happy Tree Friends when I was a kid. Yeah, that definitely, I can see that. Oh, Kaylin. Wait. Drakeling. Nerdy artist, hello, welcome. Okay, so Kaylin, oh my gosh, dude. So Kaylin asks, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold on, 5, 6, skip the 2, slip stitch into the 3rd, and then do it again. Kaylin asks, Louie, how would you feel about creating a world-building project dedicated to crochet creatures and their lore? I think, Kaylin, that you should wait patiently for a few more weeks, and then you'll... I think that's a really cool idea. Let's just say that. Let's say I think that's a really cool idea and that I really like, and maybe if you just wait a couple weeks, your dreams might come true. I don't know. Maybe I know something that you don't know, and maybe you're really gonna think this is cool. I'm bad at secrets. Let's just go with that. I'm bad at secrets, and yeah. I think that's a really cool idea. I think it's a really, really, really cool idea. I mean, to be honest, Kaylin, I think of everybody in this chat right now, you're the one that knows the most about this. I think I'm going to do them in, like, kind of bent, like, when I sew these arms in, like this. I think I'm going to do them inwards, like that, so that they kind of have, like, a little bit of an inward position, rather than down. Because I was going to do it like this, so we had them, like, kind of downward arms. I don't know, what do you think? Down? Like that? Or inward? Like that? I guess it kind of looks better from a front view if it's down, huh? Dude, don't I know it, Kaylin? I mean, we're almost at the point now where I can't hurry up any faster. I've almost got basically, like, my job of this project is almost done. But you're gonna flip, dude. You're gonna love it. Okay, sorry. I gotta stop. I honestly have to stop talking about it so much. Okay, so we're gonna go, yeah, like this. I think this row looks pretty good too. And I am gonna make it downwards instead of facing frontwards. That, and then like this. Ah! There we go. Boom. You really hope this new project is in kits? Then I think you'll be very happy too. I think, yes, I think you'll be pretty stoked. Okay, we're gonna, ooh, I gotta be careful here. I almost pulled it through in the wrong spot. Okay. No! Okay, wait. Get that out. We need both of these ends to be pulled in simultaneously, just so the knot gets pulled in. So there's the knot, and there's the knot. Yeah, like that. I cannot wait. There we go. All right, there's a double knot there. Cut that one nice and close. And let's look at our little arm. Oh, crumbs, dude. The arm. Okay, good choice by the chat. I like the little arm. It makes it so silly looking. It's so tiny. He's like a little. That's how he looks like he sounds like that. Okay, then the other arm is gonna go over here, and I want it to be pretty much the same distance away. So it's 1, 2 stitches away. 1, 2 stitches away. So right here. Top part right here. Bottom one under. What's the creature? That's a great question. That's a great question, Nerdy Artist. We're looking for that answer. Do you have any ideas? Do you have any name suggestions? Because we're all trying to name it right now. What is this kind of creature? What is it? Is it a... We've thought about calling it a... like dragonkin, a forest spirit, a... what were some of the ones? A moss? What did you call it, Timothy? Sorry, I'm giving you a nickname. I hope you're okay with that. Timothy called it like a moss imp or a horned mossling or something. I kind of like that too, but the problem I have with the mossling one is that it kind of like solidifies that we're making it in these colors, which, you know, we might not want to make them in these colors always. So that's my only problem with the moss part. Yeah, I don't know, we're trying to come up with a name though. Name for whatever these creatures are is what we're looking for. There you go. Like a... I don't know why, I just keep coming back to like imp. Because it does look like a little, like, demon kind of thing. I like little demons. Oh my gosh, those arms though. What those arms do. Oh my god. Look at those little guys. That's super cute, dude. I like this guy a lot. I'm liking this guy a lot. Yeah, maybe like a bushling or like a shrubling. Oh, what about a shrubkin or something like that? Like a, because he kind of looks like a little shrub. A shrubkin? A shrub? A shrimp? A shrubkin? A shrubling? I don't know. Okay, we're definitely going to need to figure out feet stuff, but you know what? I'll figure out feet after we sew it closed. So why don't we sew them closed, stuff them up, and then we'll add our feet to it post sewn. I do think that maybe it would have been smart for us to just do bobble stitches for the feet, because you're not even going to see the feet anyhow. You know, maybe you should just do that. Go back a few stitches, throw a bobble stitch here, throw a bobble stitch there. Make it so much easier. Yeah, it'd be like right here and right here would be the bobbles. And then it'd be like a little bumps at the bottom. Like it would be at the very bottom of it though. What do you think? We like shrubling? A shrubling. Ooh, I kind of like a shrubling actually too. That's cute. A shrubling. Hold on, let's start writing some of these names down in our new notebook. I really like a shrubling. Yeah, I think we're coming up to the poll time for the names for sure. I'm gonna put in a nymph because it's like a nibbling imp. A shrub snub. A shrub snub? I kind of like that actually. A shrub snub. It's a shrub snub. That's kind of cute. Yeah, I'm going to do bobble stitches. We're just going to make our life, this is going to make our life 20 million times easier. So, we're on round, I'm going to pull back round, I don't even know what round this is. I honestly have no idea at this point. I mean, we've gotten so far. Gone so far, and but in the end, there it is. So if we're working off of the Perry Pinecone pattern, then we're on round 10. So I'm going to pull round 10 back. And we're going to have... Okay, so round 10 is going to be single crochet 1, decrease 1, single crochet 1, decrease 1. So repeated twice. Single crochet 1, decrease 1, repeated twice. Bobble stitch 1. I'm going to do a bulky bobble, so that's BBO. So that's a 5 repeat bobble stitch. That way the foot is kind of big. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 repeat bobble as our little foot. And then decrease 1. And we're doing a single crochet 2 together for that decrease, by the way. And then we're going to do single crochet 1, decrease 1, repeated twice after that. Single crochet 1, decrease 1, and then another bulky bobble over here. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Again, a bulky bobble is a 5 repeat bobble. 4, 5. See, so when you do a bulky bobble, you should have 6 loops on the hook, and then you can pull through all those loops like that. And then we're going to decrease 1. Now this should be the end of the round, but somewhere along the way I made a mess up. So I'm going to do one more decrease here and move the stitch counter over to that last stitch there. So that way that like it just evens it out. I don't know where I messed up, but whatever. Not the end of the world. So yeah, I think a bulky ball was a good move there too, because then the feet are just big enough where it might actually show up when he's standing up like that. I kind of think we should add a tail. What do you guys think about a tail? Well, that's right, a lichen. I think I like the word lichen too. Hold on, let's do another poll here. We're going to end that other poll. Sorry, I forgot about that. And then we're going to do a poll real quick. Tail? All I want is a yes or no. And I'm very, very, very okay if you say no. Okay, so don't think like just because we have a yes or no there, you have to say yes. That's totally okay to say no. All right? Just for people that, you know, sometimes I feel like some people just want to say yes because they want more things, but sometimes it's fine to not add other things to pieces too, because he's already got kind of a lot going on. But I'm obviously open to yes as well. And now before we do our last round, do we want to get started on anything there? Oh my gosh, he looks so cute though. Really, really cute little fellow here. We're definitely going to have to remake this again. Maybe I can do like an actual tutorial video for it instead of like a crochet along video. Kaylin's saying yes. Oh, it looks like, wow. Okay, I mean, we only have 8 votes so far, but looks like a yes is coming down the pipeline, and that's okay. Here's what I'm going to do for that. I'm just going to get prepped just in case you all just decide yes. Because I know how I want to do it. But I'll wait. I'm going to make a... Oh, I don't need to. Is that the right color? Oh my gosh, that is. Or is it a little one? Actually, the little one's kind of cuter. Oh no. I'm gonna wait till this gets. Oh, you know what? It's gonna be a yes. Pretty much everyone's saying yes. Okay. Yes, it is. All right, next vote then. Here's my next vote for the tail. Tail pom-pom size. Small, big. That's it. Very simple question there. I have these two pom-poms. I was going to make a pom-pom for this, but I have these pom-poms that are perfectly sized. Now, I would suggest, obviously, if you're making this, you're going to want to make your own pom-pom using your own yarn, unless you have perfect pom-poms. But I'm going to say small or a big pom-pom. That's what I want to know. That's it. That's it. So you guys vote on that. While you're doing that, I'm going to get the tail started. The idea for the tail is going to be a pipe cleaner that we're going to... How long do we... Yeah, I think we can cut it in half. So we're going to cut the pipe cleaner in half. I'm going to use pliers for this because I've been using my scissors to cut my pipe cleaners for a while, and now they're starting to get dulled out. So we're going to use a little... whatever this thing's called. And then we're going to take half of this pipe cleaner. Here, let me get a little bit of space here so you can kind of see what I'm doing as I go. Because we need to add this before we sew it closed. So we're going to take this pipe cleaner. I'm going to fold it in half. Maybe I'm wrong about the size of this pipe cleaner. Because we do want it to have like a curl to it. You know what? Maybe we want it longer. Let's do this again with a bigger pipe cleaner. I'm just going to use a full-size pipe cleaner instead, and then I will cut it down based on how big we make it. So we're going to start by making... We want to take our pipe cleaner here, fold it in half, take our needle, and you want to go into the very top of the pipe cleaner here, and then twist the pipe cleaner together, leaving enough space for a needle to fit through, so that way we can sew that pom-pom to the end of that pipe cleaner, you know? Whether that we want a big one or a small one. And then I'm just going to wind this up for as long as we want the pipe cleaner to be. Honestly, part of me kind of doesn't even want to cover the pipe cleaner up, but we're probably going to cover it in our cyan yarn just to make it look like the skin tone a bit more. So I'm going to twist this up as much as we want it to be twisted. I think we do want it twisted kind of a bit longer than I was expecting, and the only reason I'm saying that is because we want the tail itself to have a bit of a curl to it, so it's kind of like, you know, like this a little bit. And if it's got that curl, it's pretty good actually. Yeah, I think that's long enough. Okay, so how long is this? We need a ruler. I don't have a ruler, but I do have a tape measure. I'm going to use a tape measure. So I wound it up to be about, looks like 3 inches long. Yeah, almost exactly. Wow. So 3 inch long, wound up pipe cleaner. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these two ends of this pipe cleaner here, the two untwisted ends, of course. And I'm going to take these two ends and we're going to put it into the body of our whatever critter we're naming. Actually, what were some of the other names suggestions? Oh, I'll see you later, nerdy artist. Thanks for joining. I don't know if I really want to do a devil tail. I just feel like it makes it more spirity. So I do that too on some of mine. That's funny. Wait, what did we vote for, by the way? Small? Okay, cool. Small. I like that. All right, so we're going to take the two ends of this pipe cleaner here. I'm going to place them into two loops, or into two adjacent spots on the back. Is that a good spot? Yeah, the point is I just want it as centered as I can. So we're going to go right here and right here. Okay, so let me make sure I've got a good angle here so you can see what I'm doing. So we're just going to take those two ends, place it in the inside here. go. And we're just going to pull these in to the end of that pipe cleaner's there. I know it looks really long, but when it curls up, it won't, I don't think it'll be that long, you know? And then I'm just going to twist these two ends here on the inside of our body, like this. That's probably good. And I know I said I wasn't going to use my scissors, but I'm going to use my scissors. We're going to cut these pipe cleaner ends so it doesn't need to be that long. And we'll just fold those ends out so it just kind of stays on the inside there. Okay, now what we want to do is we're going to take our cyan yarn. Where did I put that extra cyan? Here it is. We're going to take our cyan yarn. And we're going to wrap this pipe cleaner up in our cyan yarn. That way it has more of a, like it looks like the skin tone of our little character. So we're going to take this. I'm going to fold this in half. Hopefully this is long enough. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is long enough. So I'm folding it in half here. Like that. And I'm going to thread it with a needle, but I'm going to use a bit of a sharper needle here. And the reason I'm using this sharper needle than my normal needle is because I want to put this into the pipe, or into the pom-pom. And it's going to be a little easier to fit it into the pom-pom. Now the hard part here is going to be actually threading this yarn onto the needle, but pretty close. Almost got it. Let's try that again. Huh? Thread that on the needle. Really hard to do. It's hard to do because this is just like such a small... There we go. Nice. Alright. So there we go. Now it's threaded onto that really tiny itty bitty needle. And then I'm going to come out through one side of where that pipe cleaner is added. Right there is probably good. Oh, wait. Let me do that again. Yeah, there's probably good. And we're going to pull it almost all the way through. We just want to leave a little bit left over to double knot to at the end. And then I'm just going to start wrapping around our pipe cleaner going up this body, or up the, up the pipe cleaner like this. There we go. And I'm actually going to wrap around by twisting our character rather than twisting the yarn itself, because that way you can like kind of cover more of the pipe cleaner up a little easier. We'll have another shot at covering up this pipe cleaner on the way down, by the way. So like all these little fuzzies that are sticking out, you don't really need to worry too much about them. You just want to cover it as much as you can on the way up. And like I said, like twisting it like this kind of just makes it a little bit easier to wrap up the pipe cleaner. On the way up to the top. I like this idea because it gives it more of like a Dr. Seussian, kind of like makes it less demonic and more like mischievous. Okay. And I'm just going to go, I'm going into the end of this pipe cleaner like that with the needle. So that way I can cover the tip of the pipe cleaner up too. Ooh, a trollsy. Okay, a trollsy is pretty good. That's almost like a troll. I like that name too. Good name suggestion there, Tina. Let's write that down. Trollsy. Trollsy, like that? Oh, with a Z. Okay, wait. Is that like a trollsy? Maybe a trollsy or trollsy or trollsy? Something like that. I like where your head's at. Okay. So we're at the end there. I went a couple times into the center of the pipe cleaner there. Now what I want to do is I want to use this needle and go in through into the pipe, or into the pom-pom itself. Like that. I probably could use a... Let's see if this even works. I might end up needing to add this in with something else. Hold on. This yarn doesn't want to come through the pom-pom. We have to bring in the heavy guns now. Oh, it kind of screwed up that pom-pom. Let's see. Did it screw it up enough to undo this? I don't know. If I go down like that. Yeah, that's not that bad actually. And then we're going to go back through it the other way. One sec. Hopefully you don't pull apart this pom-pom too much more. So I'll go into here. And then come out through there. And actually, no, that's not enough. Hold on. And through like here. There we go. All right, this is going to be a bit tough again. Come on. Oh, I went into the wrong place, that's why. Hold on. Did I mess this up? I might have just screwed up pretty bad, actually. Hold on. See, I went in through like piece of the wrong place. How can I undo this in the best way possible? Like this. Pull this back out. Oh my gosh, I totally messed this up. Come on. All right, whatever. We're going through instead of pulling out. There we go. There we go. Sorry, I know you can't see this right now. I'm doing some surgery. Fix a mistake. Hold on. Ah! Oh man. Come on. Pull out. There we go. Okay. There we go. Man, that was weird. Okay. Yeah. That pom-pom system wasn't going to work. We're going to do that differently. Even though that would have saved us a little bit of time. We're going to do that again. New pom-pom. New needle. And a piece of thread. That's how we're going to do this time. Okay. Let's try this again. You know what? We can add the pom-pom later. We'll add the pom-pom on the way down. All right, back to this. We're going to just do this the old-fashioned way. We're going to make a tail without the pom-pom first and then sew the pom-pom on after the fact. Just to make our life a little bit easier. All right. There we go. And now I'm just going to wrap down the body with this, just like how we wrapped up it. But this time, we really want to make sure that any part that we want is covered up. So I'm going to be very gentle, not gentle, but like precise with how it's winding down the tail to make sure that like the yarn is even, you know, like it's evenly spaced and also covers up all of our fuzz. Hey, Stitch fan. Yeah, it was kind of like a last minute. I mean, I was always planning on doing a live stream, but I totally forgot to like schedule it and stuff. So it was a bit of a last second thing. No, our antler fell out. Hold on, we're gonna have to fix that too. Let's finish this tail though. We can totally fix that though because we didn't sew it closed yet. Thank goodness. I had a feeling that was gonna happen, honestly. wait. There we go. We need to tighten it a little bit more. I'm actually kind of glad that the antler fell out now and not later, because while we have them opened up and not sewn closed, it's going to be way easier for us to fix that. All right, at the bottom here, I'm just going to go around a couple extra times just to make sure that the bottom gets like kind of covered. Like that. And then we're going to come into the body on an adjacent stitch from where we left. And that way we can use these two ends here so, to knot together. Okay. There we go. I made another mistake here. Fix that. There we go. All right, so now I'm just going to double knot these two ends. There's 1 and 2. Now this is never going to come off the body, so we don't have to worry about this one like our antler did. There we go. All right, where did that antler go? There it is. All right, should we fix the antler now? Or finish the... Let's maybe we should finish this tail first. Yeah, let's finish this tail, because I could see me trying to finish the tail messing up the antler again. So let's go ahead and finish the tail first, and then we'll fix the antlers. This is too thin of a needle. We're going to use this long needle. This is probably, shockingly, like the second most used needle that I have is this extremely long needle, just because it makes it way easier to get in and out of stitches. There we go. Okay, that was hard to thread. All right, so now I'm going to go in through, you know what, maybe I'll go in through the top of this instead. Yeah, we're going to go in through the top of the pom-pom. That, leaving a little bit there for sewing, for double knotting, and then we'll go into the tail. That, and then we're going to go back into the pom-pom, out through the top again. I'm just going to probably repeat this one more time, just to make sure it's secure. In and out. Best burgers, in and out. In through the side. There we go. And now I'm going to tighten this a little bit as we go. Nice. Okay. And we're going to come back up through the top where we can double knot to that other tail end and then cut this nice and close. I don't even think you're going to see this thread if we do it right. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let's take these threads, tight, and double knot this little end together. 1 and 2. Okay, cool. And then we'll cut this close. Nice. Hey, Stitch Fan, I saw your video, by the way, of showing off the little troll. I watched it right before the live stream, showing off your like progress of your trolls. I loved it. It was so cool. Anyhow, good night. Nice. Thanks for popping in for a second, dude. Okay, so now I'm going to, we're going to wind this up like this to make it more of like a, I don't know, kind of like Hoovian tail. Like that. A little corkscrew tail. And that's the tail I wanted. Something like that. Right? Super cute. Okay, Next up, let's fix these antlers. I think we actually, yeah, this one just popped out also. So we need a bigger backing, which is no problem. I actually have a better backing thing for it. The problem is that this backing is fighting us to come off of it. So we need to cut this backing off first. But I have a bigger one. They actually just fell. So I was like, oh, forgot I had those. Kind of perfect timing. Okay. All right, does anybody actually have another name suggestion before we choose our 4 names to vote on? The 4 we have so far are a shrubling, a nymph, a shrub snub, and a trollsy. Honestly, I kind of love them all. And then we probably want to name this little fella too. There we go. Okay. All right, so these are a bit bigger. Will it stay locked in though? Yeah, I think they will. Okay, so let's get these back on. 1 antler here. Pretty good. Let's try to get some of that stuffing out so that I can get to it. Yep, I can feel it. And we'll use these bigger backer eyes. On the inside, actually, maybe we'll go this way in. Yeah. Nice. Oh, that's so much more secure. Oh my god. Wow, I wasn't expecting it to help that much, but it really actually helps a lot. Where did I put the other one? There it is. And the other one was right here. Nice. Oh, a skimpkin. A skimpkin is kind of cute. I like that. I think I like that more than the nymph. Hold on. Like this. Nice. Okay. All right, that's much more secure. Oh, wait. Is it? Yeah. Okay. Much more secure. Beautiful. Now those antlers aren't going anywhere. All right. I think we're basically done. We just need to stuff it and sew it closed. I mean, we have one more round of decreasing, but other than that, stuffing and sewing it closed. Let's go ahead and get a name vote going as I finish up our little fella here. I like that the vote for the pom-poms was split, but we chose small anyhow. All right, start a poll. We're gonna choose between these names. Name our creature. We've got Shrubling. We got, I like that name, Skimpkin. What was this one? I liked Zoe's suggestion, Shrub. Oh wait, what is that, a Glimmich? Oh wait, a Glimmich is really good too. Hold on. Shrub, Snub, True. Z. Okay, wait, hold on. I need to choose between Grimmich and I think Scrimpkin and Shrubling are a little close. What do we think? Shrimpkin or Glimmich? Or do we get rid of Shrub Snub? Shrub Snub sounds like a name rather than a critter. Shrub Snub. Yeah, we're gonna. I'm sorry, Zoe. I'm nixing Shrub Snub for you for Glimmich, because that way we have more names that are different, like starts too. Glimlich. Okay. All right, name suggestions. Go. We've got. Hold on, I need to look at them again. We got a Shrubling, a Skimpkin, a Glimlich, and a Trollsy. Or Trollsy. I think, actually, no, it's a Trollsy. Because a troll would be double L. So Trollsy. Those are your name suggestions. Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to finish them up. And to close this guy up, we're going to do... You know, I was going to do a sharp decrease, but we're just going to do an invisible decrease into each stitch around for our last round. Just to make it a little easier. So we're just decreasing down. Down to 6, and then we'll stuff it so it closed. This might be a hard one for me to write down. There we go. And we might even go through the process real quick of me taking photos for this during the live stream. That could be kind of fun. Just so I don't forget to do it also, but you know, you can kind of see a little bit behind the scenes of like how the process goes of making something into a pattern too. Okay, so last part, we just need to stuff it all the way up and sew it closed. And then I think we'll be good. And I think we should take the pictures on like an all-white background, right? I mean, I could do it on a colored background, but I feel like an all-white background will work. It's just the antlers. Actually, maybe we should do a colored background so that the antlers have more, something like contrasting to work off of, you know? Yeah, we'll see. Scrumpkin kind of also sounds like a pumpkin, which, so maybe that, I don't know. I'm going to vote. Do I get to vote? I do get to vote. I'm going to vote on... I don't know. I think I'm going to vote. Wow, I can't believe not that many people are voting for Shrubling. That's wild to me. I thought Shrubling was the perfect name. Hold on. I'm voting. I'm voting. Wait, did I miss the vote? Oh, right, I'm not. I gotta watch the horizontal version. And don't forget, if you're watching it portrait mode, if you want to vote for the name, switch over to the landscape version. Okay, I'm gonna vote for... a Glimlich or a Skimpkin? Glimlich or Skimpkin or Trollsy? I think I'm gonna go Skimpkin. I don't know though. Honestly, both those names are pretty good. I'm open to either one. All right, I do want to stuff it enough. We want to be like a little bit more. Give it a little bit more stuffing. I don't want them to be understuffed, especially on the bottom. Looks really cute. Yeah. Right? Does it need any more? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Would I be okay with emailing the reference sheet for your alien snow? Yes, absolutely, Christina. Absolutely. I actually owe you an email back as well. I saw your email from earlier this week. So, yeah, obviously, feel free to email me and ask for questions. I'd be more than happy to help. Yeah, feel free. Yeah, I can't remember. You emailed me earlier this week about Yoshi, about the Yoshi pattern, I believe. And I do have a Yoshi pattern from a long time ago, but yeah, it's not on the website. It's like it's an ancient pattern. But yeah, if you want it, I can send it to you. It makes a really tiny Yoshi. Like, where is he? Oh well, I don't know where he is. But it's like a mini Yoshi. Oh. Check it out, I found a dice. 1. Okay. Let's sew our little fella our little friend here closed. What a fun improvised live stream, right? I think we should do this. What do you think? How often do you think we should do these live crochet alongs? Maybe once a month? Like, not the live crochet alongs, but the live improvised stuff. I can't do it every single week. And, you know, I want to do crochet alongs that people can actually crochet along to, whereas these ones are a little bit difficult, I'm sure, to crochet along to. But, you know, like if we did a pattern that's already on the website, you can actually crochet with me. All right, so there we go. All the stitches, sew it nice and closed. Pull it up. We're going up, up. There we go. Those bobble stitches were a great move because then now we don't need to sew anything else on, which would have been a little annoying. And you wouldn't even be able to really see the feet anyhow. You can kind of only see the feet if you're looking at the bottom. Oh my gosh, he stands up perfect though. Like, not even questioning it. Oh my gosh, he looks so cute. He's like a little... He looks so cute. Okay, let's look at him from all the angles and end the vote for the name. Ooh. That's a great question, Timothy. I will answer your question in just a second. That's a very good question, and I definitely have thoughts. But yes, here is our little... What do we name him? A shrimpkin? Wait. Yes, a shrimpkin. A shrimpkin. A skimpkin. A skimpkin. Skimpkin. Look at our little skimpkin. He's got little tiny little hands. Here, let's look at him. I'll look at all the pieces of our skimpkin nice and close. So let's start with our beautiful horns here at the top. Wow. Our antlers, I should say. We have these as our alternative antlers, which also would have looked really cute. I think these are a great alternative if you don't have a 3D printer. But even libraries have 3D printers now. So if you want the designs for these antler horn things, just email me at louis@clubcrochet.com. I'll send it over to you. And then we've got our cute little scales here. We've got our adorable little tail. Look at that little thing. That's cute. And then we got our little feeties at the bottom. We got our little hands. Very cute little fingers. And of course his little face looks very looks hungry. I love him. Ah, so cute. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now before I go, let me respond to Timothy. So Timothy asks, what do I think of the increased copyright infringements on Pokemon, causing creators to remove their patterns in videos? Here's what I think. When I was living in San Francisco, probably a decade ago, I got a cease and desist from... I got a lot of cease and desists, actually. I got a couple cease and desists from Nintendo. I got some from Disney. And some from Fox. And what I realized really early on then was, oh, cool. It's only a matter of time. So I stopped doing copywritten characters. I think you probably have noticed that. I stopped doing copywritten characters around that time because I knew that it was only a matter of time before they started just hitting everybody with cease and desist and copyright infringement stuff. I knew it was going to happen, basically, is what I'm saying. I'm not surprised at all. It's stupid. I think that the Pokemon Company is really stupid to do that. I think it is a subsidiary company from Pokemon that are like, oh, we got to catch all these copyright people. I think that crocheters are not taken seriously enough as artists. I don't think they ever do this copyright infringement on illustrators or painters or 3D printer people. I don't think they do that with any of those people because I don't know. I don't really know why they don't do that, but I don't think they do. I think they hit crocheters specifically, and specifically these large crocheting people. And it's really stupid because it's free publicity for Pokemon, and they're not going to do it. I mean, even if they do their own book of crochet patterns and stuff, like, having these other designers using their IP is not hurting their brand at all. It's only helping their brand. And then obviously it scares off a bunch of crocheters from crocheting Pokemon. And so I think it's a bummer, is the first thing. I think it was inevitable. That's the other thing. If I was out there starting my crochet career again, I would definitely not do any copywritten characters, because even if you're making, let's go with like Star Wars characters right now. Let's say you're designing patterns that are Star Wars. You might not get a cease and desist today. You might not get it tomorrow. But how long until the CEO changes? And then all of their thoughts and opinions on copyright infringement changes. Could be tomorrow. You don't know. It just takes one person's mind to change, and that person could ruin your entire platform. Everything that you've built could be broken off over time. The other thing that I think about when it comes to these Pokemon things is it just pushes even further to create your platforms outside, like make your following of people that like your stuff built outside of a specific platform. Having everybody subscribed on YouTube is great. I love it that we have so many subscribers, but YouTube could tomorrow go under, and then I lose all of that, which is why we built our website and stuff, because I can't trust companies. You just can't. It's just long time, or like after a while, eventually they're going to get you. You're going to get messed over for something that you didn't do, that wasn't really your fault, or they maybe not even in their best interest, but it's just a matter of time. So my basically, what do I think about the increased copyright infringement? I think I'm not surprised. That's definitely something they're going to do. B, I feel sad. I feel really bad for some of the creators, especially some friends and other Amigurumi artists. Yeah, agreed, Kaylin. Like, it's so much more fun when you can make stuff that you really love, like Pokemon. Yeah, I feel really bad for a few of these crocheters. I mean, I think we know the main ones that got hit by this, and I just feel really bad for them. It sucks. It's not fair. It's not nice. It's not cool. It's not in their best interest. It's just stupid. It's like a really dumb thing. But yeah, the main feeling I have is like, it's not shock. I'm not surprised at all. I'm disappointed, but not surprised. That's the answer. Yeah, be careful out there. If you're a crocheter and you're designing things, I don't suggest designing things based on an IP, especially if you're going to sell those patterns on the internet. I would suggest not doing that. I also obviously don't suggest stealing other people's designs and IP from that as well, because that's also not cool. Just make up your own stuff. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ellie. Ellie, you rock, dude. Yeah, that's the other thing I think too. This is actually a big one, and I think you should take this to heart. Everybody watching this, if you like an artist, you think that you really like what someone makes, support that artist. Period. Like, support them. Like their videos. Comment. All the things that you would do to help support that artist is more than ever necessary. Because it could be tomorrow that they get hit. It could be tomorrow that we get messed over by someone or another, just for something that we're not in control of. But if you're supporting that artist, that goes a long way. We're not corporations. We're not in. We're individuals, and we need the support. If you like things on the internet, you should support it. Is my response there too. Oh, please tag me in your videos. That other thing to be said, now and forever, Club Crochet patterns, or at least ones that are official, like that I have designed, anything designed by Louise Loops, feel free to crochet them, post them on the internet. The only thing that I ask is you to give us credit. Tag us in the pattern, say this pattern was designed by Club Crochet, or like inspiration by Club Crochet. If you're going to change part of our design, that's fine. Just give us credit in the description. That's the other thing. Like, if you're going to make something based on someone else's design, that's great. I think that's super cool. Just please give credit where credit's due, always. Yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to say. Small businesses, large hearts. Exactly. You get it, Timothy. Yeah, you get it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining today. Pretty solid stream, if I say so myself. I will try to get this pattern on the site as soon as I can for our little skimpkin. Very cute little skimpkin here. I'm going to try to probably make another one of them. They're very cute. I love the little tail. They honestly ended up pretty cool. So I'm excited to make more things like this soon. Let me know in the comments and stuff if you want to see more improvised crochet alongs like this. Thanks again for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, support Club Crochet if you can with a membership. You can get a membership at clubcrochet.com. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Pasta la pizza, happy hooking, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye. Bye. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Wait, that's the wrong one. This one. There we go. Okay, bye. Bye, everybody. Good night. Oh my gosh, stop. You hang up first. Oh my gosh, Tina, no, you hang up first. You're making me blush. Okay, bye.